Listening Library presents Star Darlings, Tessa's Lost and Found by Shayna Muldoon Zappa and Ahmet Zappa. Read for you by Kyla Garcia.
Chapter 1. The next morning should have worked out perfectly for Tessa. All the Star Darlings were coming to her and Adora's room for an important meeting, and she was totally prepared. Even though she'd stayed up late working on her holopaper and excuse note, Tessa had set the alarm on her Stars app for an extra early wake-up time. Before morning, the alarm buzzed her favorite childhood tune, Old McStarlight Had a Farm. She took her sparkle shower in record time, not losing track of Starmans the way she usually did. She finished so quickly, in fact, Adora was still sleeping soundly when she went back to the room. So Tessa tidied her ultra-plush bed covers and smoothed her soft-as-a-cloud rug. Both came from Bed Bath & Beyond the Stars' exclusive line of luxury items, perfect for Tessa, who liked to surround herself with sumptuous comfort. Then she pulled on the outfit she'd laid out the night before. An emerald green and ocean blue striped sweater dress that swirled around her knees. It matched Tessa's long wavy hair perfectly. Quickly, Tessa checked her Stars app to make sure she was still on schedule. Yes, she was doing great. She picked up her star brush to sweep her bangs to the side. There was just one more thing to do before the Star Darlings came over. She had to... Tessa caught sight of the headboard over her bed, and everything fell apart. The headboard was really one big hollow screen, and Tessa was drawn to it like solar metal to a magnet. Initially, Tessa had used the screen to care for virtual pets. She loved creatures of all sizes, shapes, and glows. But then she'd programmed the screen to show her family farm in real time. Real creatures in real action. Tessa and her younger sister Gemma, also a Star Darling, were from Solar Springs, a tiny town of gently rolling hills. A small number of families lived on simple farms nestled in valleys. It was a lovely spot. But the town had just one general store that sold only basic items, like tooth lights and star brushes. When Tessa wanted that star-mazing luster lotion for her skin, or the glitz gloves that felt soft as shimmer butter, she had to put in a special order. Except for that, Tessa loved her farm life. The fresh fruits and vegetables she used for cooking, the farm creatures, and that was why she couldn't turn away from the screen. Her favorite creature of all, a playful baby galliope named Jewel, was there in all her cuteness, nudging a round druderwamp bush across the ground like a ball. The deep purple creature was all spindly legs and long neck, with a glowing feathery mane and tail. Tessa had seen holo pictures of Wishworld ponies. She agreed they resembled galliopes, but she doubted they could hold a glow stick to Jewel in charm alone. Tessa dropped her star brush and edged closer to the holo screen. "Jewel," she cooed softly. "Star greetings, little girl." If Jewel was in the right mood, she could step out of the screen, or at least her image could, and be virtually close to Tessa. Hoping that would happen, Tessa tapped the bottom of the screen, and a virtual star apple floated into her hand. She held out the sparkling round fruit to Jewel. Back on the farm, it wouldn't be just an image. The star apple would be real and crunchy and sweet. Jewel whinnied, stepped out of the screen, and nuzzled Tessa's neck. "I could do this all Star Day," Tessa said with a giggle. "Maybe you could, but you really shouldn't," said Adora. Tessa looked across the room. Adora had gotten up and dressed without her even noticing. "Everyone will be here in a star sec, so pick up your star brush and finish getting ready." Tessa ignored her, putting her arm around Jewel. "I don't like being told what to do," she whispered. as if the Galliope could understand. You'd think after rooming together for so long, Adora would know that. Sighing, Adora picked up Tessa's starbrush and placed it on the nightstand. Come on, Tessa. I put away all my test tubes and experiments, even that new lip sparkle I'm working on, the one that actually shoots out sparks. Adora spoke as calmly as ever. Tessa had rarely seen her ruffled or emotional, and they generally got along. But Tessa had cleaned up. What was one little starbrush in the grand scheme of things? Still, the Star Darlings were coming over. Tessa waved goodbye to Jewel, and the Galliope stepped back into the screen. See you soon, little girl. Next time we'll play, and we'll... Starland to Tessa! Adora snapped her fingers in front of Tessa's face. The Star Darlings meeting is... Knock, knock! Sang Leona from the other side of the door. Now! Adora finished, nodding toward the door so it slid open quickly. The other 10 Star Darlings walked into the room and settled on beds, chairs, and rugs. Oh, Tessa, Gemma said, disappointment in her voice. She eyed Tessa's cleared-off table. I thought for sure you'd have a whole breakfast spread for us. Tessa groaned. That was what she'd been planning to do. Before she was distracted by Jewel, she had been about to bake breakfast treats in the microzap. Scarlet shook her head emphatically, her dark hood falling to her shoulders before she quickly pulled it back up. Breakfast is not important, she said brusquely. We'll have plenty of time to go to the Celestial Cafe after the meeting. Still, we could have met a little later, Piper said wistfully, covering up a yawn. Tessa knew Piper liked her rest more than the average starling. No, meeting now makes the most sense, said Vega. This way, we take care of business and keep the rest of the star day free for studying. I would have voted for a bit later so I'd have had time to warm up my vocal cords. Leona's voice started out deep, then rose higher with every word. Now, I have to do my exercises in regular conversation. Please, spare us, Scarlet said. Tessa sighed. Those roommates were a much bigger mismatch than she and Adora. She doubted they would ever get along. Cassie held up a hand, and everyone quieted down. She was the smallest starling of the group, but her words carried great weight. The fact is, spies could be anywhere on campus. I don't know whom we can even trust. Not even Lady Stella. Tessa laughed. You don't really believe what that crazy Ophelia said, do you? She was clearly making it up. Half the Star Darlings nodded in agreement. Others didn't look quite so convinced. Libby stood up. Okay, everybody, let's focus. Tessa nodded in agreement. It would also be great if they could move the meeting along so they could make it to breakfast in a timely fashion. Without her usual pre-breakfast snack, she was hungry. Fine. Cassie nodded. She took off her star-shaped glasses, polished them so they shone, and nodded again. Someone is clearly trying to sabotage the Star Darlings. If it isn't Lady Stella, then who is it? And why? I mean, there have been so many crazy problems. Like our holotext compliments coming out as insults, interrupted Piper indignantly. And every student invited to try out for my band, Leona added, when it should have just been Star Darlings. And those are just communication issues, Cassie continued. What about everything else? The poisonous flowers? The strange nail polish that wouldn't come off? Who is responsible? Scarlet shook her head irritably. It's so clearly Lady Stella, she said.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?